Hello everybody and welcome to this video of myself and Mr. Simon Bates.
Hello.
And we are here to look at a very special pre-owned tenor saxophone Selmer Series 2. And this is one that we have given our premium workshop setup to, a premium silver workshop setup, and I'll explain more about that in a moment. I've got a lot to remember on this explanation. But Series 2s, this is an early 90s Series 2, Simon, isn't it?
Yeah. Which
a lot of people in the 90s in particular were using Series 2s, pop, jazz, funk, classical. It was kind of the main pro saxophone in the world. I think it's fair to say, isn't it?
Yeah. In terms of what happened to Selmer after the Mark 6, the Mark 7 was much misaligned, but I actually think it's a pretty good horn.
Yeah.
The SA80 cards on chest, I never liked the Mark 1.
Yeah.
The Mark 2, they got a lot of those niggles right. So yeah, you're correct. I mean, there's good reason why it's been going on for so long. They have revamped it a little bit. I think
the last
one
few
was
years.
2010 was a
yeah.
But you know, it's cosmetic changes rather than changes to the fabric of the saxophone, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna hit you with all the things we've done to this, because after Simon plays a bit more though, because when we set any second-hand instrument for sale, we do what's necessary, but on some we give it our premium workshop time, which basically means we allow the repairers to kind of get a bit creative and go in a sort of custom direction with the setup. But Simon, you can give us a bit more of a blow and then we'll chat about that. Cool. I mean, it sounds great. It sounds like a nice Selmer should sound. There's a couple of bits I want to touch on. So part one is things that help the mechanics, help how it play, help the pad seating. And the second thing we want to talk about is the custom aesthetic changes that we've made, which are just about how it looks. But let's get into the mechanics of what the workshop guys have done. So they've given it our premium silver overhaul and setup. And that means on this instrument, there are original white roux pads from Music Medic. The roux pads are extremely durable, the kind of the highest level professional saxophone pads that are on the market these days. And I'll come back to you, Simon, I know, because you've experience of them.
I have.
So we've got the white roux pads with silver resonators, original Music Medic silver resonators. You can choose whenever we do these custom setups, the different types of resonators based on the sound, the look, whatever it might be. And also there are white felt touch pieces. So any point where keys are touching keys, and they'd normally be cork or felt, we've done those in white. So the general look of this is to have that white silver kind of vibe on the pads, on the touch pieces, on the felts, on the resonators. And as we come to our aesthetic bit of the conversation, we've also given this saxophone some trim, essentially, which is, I think it's really cool. Silver plated touch pieces on the palm keys, on the octave key on the back there. Thank you, Simon, excellent modeling. On the crook key and on the low bell key guard, and on the low C, low E flat there as well.
Yeah,
so
and on the key guard here as
and
well.
on the key guard, cool. Okay, so the idea is this silver vibe generally across all the materials and with the touch bits as well. So the point of all these premium things, and I'm doing a lot of talking, I apologise, but is to make a unique custom setup saxophone that we can offer you in our pre-owned stock. And there isn't another Selmer out there with that look and this mechanical setup, I can pretty much guarantee.
Yeah, I can guarantee that as well.
Yeah, and it looks great, right?
It does, looks fantastic, yeah.
It's nice to have I personally really like the two-tone effect. Some people do, some people don't. I think it looks quite cool. And it's actually a reference or a hark back to some of the old sixes, which did have lacquer body, silver-plated touch pieces, keys, necks, etc. So I think that was the vibe the workshop were going for. But let's talk quickly about the roux pads, because you've had an old Selmer, your old Mark 6, done in roux pads, good 2 or 3 years ago now, probably, is it, on the Tenor?
Yeah, if not more, yeah.
How have you found them from a durability?
Yeah, really good. They're lasting well. You know, if I'm honest, I don't play the Mark 6s as much as I play the Yamahas, but yeah, they're lasting really well. They're sealing really well. I'm having no problems with any wear or tear, to be honest. So yeah, I mean,
they're quiet, aren't they? And also they feel
They
positive
yeah.
when they land. They're not mushy.
No, but there's a nice kind of action to it. You know what I mean? There seems to be a modern trend for really hard pads as well.
Yeah, they can be a bit slappy though, can't they? Yeah.
You know, and these do have a bit of give, but they're not kind of woof.
Yeah.
You know, and they seal really nicely. I really do like the Roo pads. I think it's you know, Music Medic are doing some great stuff as well. It's a great company.
Yeah.
You know.
So I think if you're in the market for an upgrade pro level tenor, this is £3,500-ish at point of release into our second-hand stock. Bear in mind, a new Selmer Signature or Supreme is the wrong end of £7,000 and maybe a bit more. So for half the price of that, you can get something which I would, honestly, this might sound ridiculous, but mechanically is as good as anything new.
Yeah, I'd agree with that, yeah, if not better.
If not better, exactly, because of the hours that has gone into it from the workshop side.
Yeah, I mean, it's no secret that some of the Selmers need quite a lot of setup when they arrive.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, this is a really safe. I mean, often when you give me a Selmer, you know, I kind of gingerly, you know, make sure it's working before I do anything. But this, you know, goes nicely down to a B flat. If I'm honest, it feels like it's a new saxophone. You know, there's a little bit of wear on the pearls, but it's not a 90s feel.
No, yeah.
You know, if I compare my working horns, I'd say this has possibly been under a bed for a long time.
Because even the lacquer's very clean, isn't it? The engraving's nice and clean, and so
it's not been relacquered or anything.
No, it's all original, and we pick these premium ones really carefully as to the things which have got a great starting point, and then we let the repairers kind of go to town on them. And these sorts of premium setups we are doing for people on their normal horns, like we did for you on the Mark VI, and we've done for lots of other people as well. And it is something, if you are interested in talking to the workshop about getting your own saxophone done in a custom or a premium sort of a way, just get in touch with us and we can give you some ideas on that as well. But Simon, let's have a little bit more of a blowout if we can, please, and then we'll call this one a day.
Okay. So there you go, right down to a bottom B flat, no problem.
Fat.